Calling all history lovers. Today on OnlyFacts, we'll explore some of the wildest history facts we know. Let's get started. We begin in ancient Rome, where Romans weaved asbestos fibers into a cloth-like material that were crafted into stylish tablecloths and napkins. These cloths were cleaned by throwing them into a blistering fire, from which they came out unharmed and whiter than when they went in. While Greeks and Romans exploited the unique properties of asbestos, they also documented its harmful effects on those who mined the silken material from ancient stone quarries. Greek geographer Strabo noted a sickness of the lungs in slaves who wove asbestos into cloth. Roman historian, naturalist, and philosopher Pliny the Elder wrote of the disease of slaves and actually described the use of a thin membrane from the bladder of a goat or lamb used by the slave miners as an early respirator in an attempt to protect them from inhaling the harmful asbestos fibers as they labored. Their slaves, however, were not entitled to financial compensation. Next, did you know ancient Persians figured out how to store ice in the desert as early as 400 BCE? Persian engineers had mastered the technique of storing ice in the middle of summer in the desert. For our next fact, we find ourselves in ancient Greece, where they were known to inscribe their ammunition with insults. Archaeologists have found slingshot balls engraved with "Take that" or "Catch," dating from 4th BC Greece. Have you heard of the Osterby head? A skull from the late Iron Age with a perfectly preserved traditional haircut. The oldest joke, dating all the way back to 1900 BCE in ancient Sumeria in modern-day Iraq. The joke is a fart joke, and it goes, "Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap." It just goes to show you that no matter what the time period it is, humans will always be humans. Ancient Egypt was once almost taken over by the Sea Peoples. They were known as a group of raiders that nearly toppled ancient Egypt. We know nothing about where they came from or who they were. Ancient Rome and ancient China were aware of each other. Each had heard accounts of the other great empire at the far end of the Silk Road, and they even tried to make direct diplomatic contact several times. The Romans believed the distant empire of Serica was populated by tiny people, like pygmies, who built an empire surrounded by huge walls around a great river. The Chinese spoke of the empire of Dakin in the west, which was famous for its roads and postal network, and where kings were not permanent, and would be chosen and replaced based on merit during times of crisis, a clear reference to the Roman Republic. Speaking of ancient Rome, takeout restaurants existed there, with service counters opening onto the street to pick up food. More than 200 existed in Pompeii, and most of its homes lacked dining or kitchen areas, suggesting that cooking at home was unusual. So there you have it. Which one of these facts did you enjoy learning the most? Comment your answer, and we'll see you next time on OnlyFacts. Don't forget to subscribe.